What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro, and this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the brand new patch. It is February 8th, and this February update just was pushed out, and we have two very high-level players duking it out. We've got Fitzyhere, my brother, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, and he is up against Grubby. So I'm sure you are familiar with both of these players. We've got Grubby playing as China, and these are two civilizations that did receive numerous changes in the latest balance patch. The most considerable things being China's siege has been nerfed pretty considerably. The Imperial official had a little bit of a bug fix as far as the auto tax collection, I believe. But that late game siege change is going to be very interesting to see how China stands up, not to mention the overall changes to siege being slower, less HP in general, and Cav being more effective against it. And on the other side of the field, we've got Fitzy here, and they buffed the prelate speed. So if you look at their speed, they now have 1.12 movement speeds. That means when he's microing between his town center to his gold mine, this guy's moving a little bit faster. You can see him. He's got a little pep in his step. And the map we have here, this is French Pass. Two large, it's probably one of the biggest in the map pool. And let's look at the relic distribution. We got 1, 2 down the middle, one on each side, and then one more kind of towards Grubby's side. But I don't know, I think this is fairly even as far as the relic spawns go. And it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys play here. Will we see these siege units in action? I hope so from China, that they'll give it a try, but this could be anyone's game here. So we've got Grubby bringing in some sheep to his mill. You can see he's supervising that with his Imperial official. So not only are they gathering that food faster, but is gathering gold, and he will be turning that gold in to work towards his age up. Meanwhile, he's got a few villagers on wood. Over on Fitzyhere's side, he has 7 villagers on sheep. I have a brand new sheep emote, by the way, so if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on twitch.tv/FitzBro. We've got a sheep emote, and you can use it in the Discord, so you can join the Discord below if you're a Twitch subscriber. So hope you join me. And Fitzy here is getting his gold, and he's going to be aging up here in just a second, I can assume, with the Ao4 Chapel. Let's see where he places this guy. Okay, he's ready to go. Oh, he doesn't have his gold yet. There we go. Now he has it. Let's see where he puts it. 2 villagers pulled off of food, and there we go. Putting the Ao4 Chapel down there. He leaves space for farms kind of on both sides of this. And not to mention, it'll cover the tree line, the berries. He maybe could have moved it over to the right just a little bit to cover the gold, but this is okay. Maybe he likes his wood gathering. Anyways, so that's what's going on over here for Fitzy here. You see him pulling villagers off of food, going to that wood now. So we'll see what he opens up in the second age. Will he go straight for a fast castle, or will he put on a little bit of pressure? This is a hard map, honestly, to do pressure just because players are so far apart. And China isn't typically a civ that is known for doing a ton of early pressure. Now, they certainly can do their form of pressure. I've seen the Chinese tower wall or stone wall rushes with stone wall towers. I've seen forward barbicans. Obviously, you can see here Grubby is not going to be doing that. Putting that Imperial Academy down right now. And I think he's just going to probably sit in base, likely go for his dynasty, the Song dynasty, and boom up a little bit. So probably a wise decision. But now, as far as this matchup goes, Fitzy here is a Holy Roman Empire main. This is one of the civs he plays tons. He plays this all the time. But Grubby, he plays a larger variety of civs, but I do know that HRE is one of his favorites. So if anybody knows how to counter the Holy Roman Empire, it's going to be Grubby. And now look what we've got coming down. Grubby's going to be walling in his opponent. Perhaps it does look like he's going to try to. We'll see if Fitzy here spots that. And if you guys did not watch my most recent YouTube upload, which was Grubby playing Delhi versus, who was it? I think it was Divine's Mongols. He built walls everywhere, and it was crazy. You should go check that video out if you haven't already. Okay, so Fitzy here, he doesn't see this yet because it's just a foundation. I think you could technically actually, see. Did they change that? You used to be able to like see on the floor, so it's hard to say in the observer mode. Sometimes it kind of like gives it away, but I'm not sure if they fixed that or changed that or what's going on. Okay, so Fitzy here, if he was paying attention, would have seen that villager ran by, and he did see that. So he's at least going to probably stop this villager on this side. And as of this update, there's supposedly no more animation cancel. So let's see how this goes. Will this scout be able to dispatch? Oh, that was 2 villagers. It looked like 1 villager. Look at that. I wonder if the players are even trying animation cancel, but so far, it looks like a much slower fight. Looks more of an untrained scout fight than a super duper speed animation canceling scout. So there you go. Liking what I'm seeing so far, assuming they're not even trying to animation canceling. It appears to be working. But can Fitzyhere stop these walls from going up? He tried to put a little cross section. This is a wild little... Yeah, I think Grubby got it. Just barely. Okay, so why is this inconvenient? Well, Fitzyhere is going to really want these relics for the Holy Roman Empire. And these wall segments are going to disrupt his efforts to get these relics if he is walled in. I remember most specifically seeing Caspa do this against, I think it was a Marine Lord in one of the Winter Stays On events, and he stonewalled in Marine Lord, and Caspa was playing as Delhi. And it was the first time I really saw a major wall in of your opponent on this map. But Grubby, really liking his wall. You see him lean into that, and it's so nice to kind of see scouts not animation canceling. It really changes the pace. You can't just disrupt villagers with scouts so quickly and effectively anymore. Okay, Fitzyhere does have a horseman coming up. It does look like he got a stable down. What is that? That's a house. So macroing towards, I think he's macroing towards age up. He doesn't have a whole lot of villagers on wood. He did collect a fair amount. So I think he's working on age up right now. What is this down here? Okay, just scouts battling out. What's going on for Grubby? So Grubby's getting some stone. So I think a second town center is going to be coming up here soon. Unless he's spending that wall on stone wall towers, which or stone walls, which he could. But I think Grubby's going to be going for a town center, it looks like. Okay, Scout looks like he's going to die here. Grubby Scout, Fitzyhere knocking him over. And then where's that horseman? Oh my gosh, Fitzyhere doing it. This is the toxic tree abuse. So if you guys weren't aware of this, so his wall was all the way back here. But what Fitzyhere does is he chops down a tree with his villager, and then he moves up, chops the next tree and moves up. And you could just go around walls by just like that. But you have to be careful not to pick up too much wood. Otherwise, your villager has to go back and drop it off. But you can see there, oh, he just chopped through, but now Grubby just closes them in. But I know he loves to deploy this technique. Let's see if he tries to build a wall of his own here. What a goofy little villager wall. Now, Grubby, okay, I said he might. We got a stone wall tower, or a stone wall coming down. Now, Fitzyhere will just chop around this. He's got to realize that. Oh my gosh. A proxy stable coming down for Fitzyhere on the other side of the wall. And Grubby is dropping down stone walls. Did he drop a town center? He did get a second town center up, and now he's going for those stone walls. No dynasty. Wow, okay. Well, this will be interesting. If Fitzyhere hits the third age and starts bringing out knights towards the enemy, the whole point of these walls might be for naught. Like, I don't know if Grubby can see this right now. I'm sure he'll spot it soon. Yeah, he's going to spot it, like, right now. But what's he going to do about it? He could wall it in, technically. Let's see if he tries to wall him in. Imagine if he stonewalls this stable in. This is such a scrappy fight so far, guys. We're only 8 minutes in, and this is I don't think I've seen any games that I've casted go quite like this. We got Stonewall Towers coming up for Grubby. This has a significant damage it can lay out. I believe it does 62 per shot. 62 damage per shot. Okay, where's Fitzyhere going? Trying to do the walling, but looks like Grubby did train a horseman finally, and was able to take out that villager. 2 stables of his own on the back line. Now, if you missed the patch notes, you could go back and watch my previous YouTube video, but some of the highlights include that siege units are slower. They have less HP in general as far as bombards are concerned, especially Chinese siege got specifically nerfed. You can no longer supervise the Chinese landmarks, so you can't speed up the clock tower. And cavalry has bonus damage. I believe it's plus 10 bonus damage up against siege. So I really wonder if we're going to see more cavalry in the current meta. How fast will siege truly be? How effective will it be? That's all going to be... Those are going to be questions we're going to have in these coming days. Okay, so Grubby built a tower here, and he's working on sieging down this stable. And Fitzyhere just now reached the next age. Let's see if a knight comes out. Is he going to train a knight? I don't know if he's even going to. He's picking up a relic right now, but he's kind of trapped in his base. How's he going to get these relics? I'm trying to look to see if somehow he got out of there with one of his priests, but I don't see it. Or the prelate, rather. Okay, so he built this stable, though has not trained any units out of it. So is he actually intending to do something with this? Is this all just a fake out? Is he actually going for Fast Imperial behind this? I don't know. A fair amount of walking here right now, but look at these prelates out here, inspiring all these villagers, making them hold more resources. Or rather, not to hold more, gather 40% faster, right? Okay, so that stable, I think, is going to go down and not really get any value. He's got a scout running around, but he's not able to get his relics. And to be honest, HRE really needs their relics. They get 300 gold per minute for relics that are in that Reginus Cathedral. So he only has one relic, and Grubby's done a good job. He plays a lot of Holy Roman Empire, and he knows if you can deny those relics, you could really set the Holy Roman Empire back. Now, I wonder if Fitzyhere knows that there's a stone wall on the other side of this. He has to have an idea. And I wonder how's he gonna play this. Honestly, looking at his macro, I think he's gonna go for the Palace of Swabia. I think he's going for a Fast Imperial, which that could also work out for him. Now, he doesn't have the gold he really wants, but if he can make this happen at the right time. Now, let's look at villagers right now. 34 for Fitzyhere versus the 48 of Grubby. Grubby's obviously ahead because he went to Town Center. Now dropping down the... Man, that's a late Song Dynasty. He's just now dropping down the Barbican of the Sun. Certainly because that makes his villagers train faster, and it gives them access to the village, which increases pop by plus 40 at the cost of 100 wood, rather a house that's worth 50 and having to build 4 of those. Okay, so I think Fitzyhere is going for a Fast Imperial. So typically these Fast Imperial games, you'd be like, oh, there was no action. Both players just sat back. But like there was all this nonsense that was kind of going on there in the Second Age. Grubby has built these Stonewall Towers. He's not in the Third Age yet to take these Sacred Sites, but I imagine he might try to start the Sacred Site victory. And I'll say the clock's going to be a little bit on Fitzyhere as he goes for his Fast Imperial. He's going to boom a little bit with that Palace of Swabia, which trains villagers. It is 12 food, 5 seconds. That's how quickly it trains villagers. It's wild. You can see the stats of the building there. But the question will be, can he break out? Can he get through these stone walls and these Chinese defenses in time to stop the Sacred Site if Grubby takes it? And will he have any chance at reclaiming maybe some of these relics? So Grubby has now hit the... oh, no, he's still in the Second Age. Excuse me, his Barbican just went up. So he's still in Age 2 for a while, and Fitzyhere is heading up to Imperial, and he's going to have a huge boom. Look at the villager count right now, because it's about to change drastically. 56 for Grubby, 38 for Fitzyhere. He's behind, but not going to be behind for very long. I always think of the Holy Roman Empire Fast Imperial as kind of like the reverse sear of a steak. You know, most people, they grill their steaks, they give it a good sear at the front half of the cooking, but the true pros, they know it's all about the reverse sear. You cook everything up and you do it at the end. That's when you really lay the pain. So he's doing the reverse economic boom. Look at this. Printing villagers every 5 seconds. I hope you're really hungry for steak now. I could go for one, and boy, do I cook a mean steak. Oh, boy. Okay, so horsemen are in because Fitzyhere does not have any walls, so he's under a little bit of a harassment. Now, Grubby here is still in the Second Age. What? Okay, so he's getting his Imperial Palace, but this is going to be interesting. Like, look at this villager count. 64 for Grubby, 48 for Fitzyhere, and climbing. We'll keep watching this more closely. Any military out in the field yet? Not really. He had a few horsemen. He does have a knight out now. Now, one thing Fitzyhere likes to do sometimes is just spam the heck out of spearmen. I wonder if he'll do any of that this game. I don't know if they'd be particularly strong against up against usually a palace guards and siege. I'm actually kind of curious what Grubby's comp will be here. So right now, just harassing in Fitzyhere's base. Looks like he was able to kill that horseman. There's one more, but that's not really going to do much. Continuing this Princess Villagers, let's look. 57 vills versus the 70 of Grubby. So he is gaining on him. Now look at this. This is when people talk about leaving space around your Aachen Chapel. You're able to build your farms around it, and it's going to boost, you know, the area inspiration that's going on for this. It's really good for your farming. So Fitzyhere taking advantage of that bonus. Very nice base building here. Continuing to print villagers. Now, Grubby has not taken any sacred sites yet. I was looking to see if he perhaps... No, I don't see... Sometimes what I'll do on this map is I'll just build my religious building. What is it for China? What is it called? The monastery. Build your monastery here in the middle, and you can spawn your... they're not scholars. Your priests there. Okay, so it's just a boom. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of chopping, lots of chopping. 70 villagers for Fitzyhere versus the 78 of Grubby. He's gaining on him. But Grubby, he's doing fine too. Let's look at the income per minute. Okay, look at Fitzyhere's wood. Getting a ton of wood right now, just looking at that. Grubby bringing in the food and gold, though. And you can't forget about there is also this relic bringing in 300 gold per minute. Okay, and he's going to be getting perhaps some late-game ecotechs. I don't know. Are there really good late-game ecotechs to go with HRE? I don't think so necessarily, so... I think he's just pretty much just booming up here, printing villagers, and he's going to be playing this into the late game. Wow, this should be interesting. I really wonder who's going to strike first here, because Grubby's just kind of sitting back. He doesn't really have a whole lot of defenses up on the front line. Bringing in a few lancers right now. Going for some stone on the side. And he is transitioning to farms as well. Now, this is a little bit of a mistake by Grubby. You want to replace these as you move up, and he hasn't looked at this for a while. So these villagers are walking... pretty far away, though Grubby has started a trade route. He's got those traders. I don't know if all traders have this. I haven't noticed before, but they have this little, like, on top of the gold, they've got, like, this decorative, I don't know what you call that, a stick. I don't know if all traders have it. I haven't really looked very closely before, but just kind of noticing it here now. I don't know if that's unique to China there. Okay, so we've got Lancers coming in and harassing. Probably going to pick up that prelate. There goes. Oh. Man, he is. Oh, he almost escaped, but down he goes. But Fitzyhere is able to take care of those. Let's look at the Vil count. 94 up against 97 for Grubby, so he's almost caught him. Now realize, so he did this, he got these villagers way later in the game. So he may pass Grubby here in just a moment in villager count, but until this point, Grubby has had more villagers. So he's got plenty of resources ahead of Fitzyhere. Surprised Grubby has not taken the sacred sites yet. You do see him stonewalling these, which really makes me think he is planning on it. Man, does Grubby love his walls. I thought Salami was the wall master, but the more and more I watch, I think Grubby might be holding the current heavyweight title for wall master. He loves to do this. That game that he played against Divine changed my whole opinion. Okay, so you can see Fitzyhere continuing to farm boom. 107 vills versus the 104 of Grubby. So, oh no, Grubby's still ahead by 2. Oh, it's almost even. It's about to be even, and Fitzyhere would just barely catch him. Okay. Man, he's probably really annoyed that he did not get these relics. This is certainly less than ideal. And there we go. Honestly, I feel like Grubby could have taken these sacred sites much sooner, having the map control that he has had. What's Fitzyhere's plan here? He has 1 stable, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 2 barracks here. Oh, here comes the spearman. Now, I said he might do this. Okay, and the palisade wall is slowly sieging down. Does he have a siege workshop? He does. So will we see some bombards? I'm anxious to see the speed of these bombards as well. What's going on back in Grubby's base? He's just booming, bringing in his relics. Let's see. He did age up with the clock tower, but nothing really too special here. A tower there in the middle. He has grabbed both sacred sites. So in 10 minutes, Grubby will win if Fitzyhere does not contest these sacred sites. So we'll have to see if that becomes a factor. Fitzyhere's got to do something here. I feel like he's just sat back and let Grubby have the map control. I know he was going for his fast Imperial Boom. This is kind of reminds me of that game I watched in the last Winter Championship, the qualifier, who's playing against a Muslim. He played Delhi and just sat in his base and let China boom up. And boy, I know China's been nerfed a little bit, but I don't think you want to just let China sit back in general. But same could be said for the Holy Roman Empire. Fitzyhere building a few stone walls of his own. He needs to be careful, though. He's about to chop through his walls on the right side. Can that scout see anything? Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know if he did this on purpose, but he can see the spearmen coming in. It's kind of hilarious. I always am impressed by the line of sight of these stone wall towers. Look at this. Okay, here we go. Bombard's the first time we've seen him. 400 HP. Taking shots from that stone wall tower, though. He needs to be careful. What's he shooting at? I don't know. Oh, he's shooting at the wall, but he needs to take out the stone wall tower because it's going to kill this Bombard over time if he does not heal it. I think he's realized. Okay, now Grubby has just reached the 4th age as well. You could hear he was just depositing those relics. Where are his relics? I think they're right here. Okay, he has 3 relics so far. So that's 300 gold per minute. 400 gold per minute. He has 500 gold per minute versus Fitzyhere's 300 gold per minute with his 1 relic in the Regis Cathedral. Okay, so Fitzyhere is pushing up. He is going for a Spearman and Bombard comp. It looks like purely Spearman and Bombards right now. He's got a few Knights back there, and it's going to be pushing in. And I'm not sure that Grubby's going to be able to hold this middle sacred site. He has no units up here. What military does he have? Oh my gosh, look how long these villagers are walking. I think he's just realized it and is changing it. Okay, he's going to be going for lots of... Oh, Grenadiers. So it does look like Grubby's going to be going for the Grenadiers. He spilt that by the Spear of the Way, so... it makes it so that the units, the produced unit, dynasty units at minus 30% the cost there. So it gives him a little bit of a discount. Now, I thought he might go straight for the sacred site. I think he is. He's just kind of moving up. This will be interesting. So we've got Siege, and let's watch. I really want to watch these Bombards when they move. I want to see how much slower they look and if it's noticeable. Okay, so he is sieging down that stone wall gate. Down it goes. Down it goes. Okay, he is in. Fitzyhere is going to be neutralizing this sacred site. So that sacred victory is not going to be happening, at least for now. But Grubby getting some gold from the middle. He's already snatched up the relics. So Fitzyhere is not going to be able to gain those if he thought he was going to. And oh my gosh, here comes more barracks. I told you he loves to spam Spearmen, and that might be what he is planning to do this entire game. Okay, let's look at the villager count. So Grubby's leveled off 138 villas versus the 130 of Fitzyhere. Fitzyhere probably stopped making villagers. I like this. This is kind of scenic. We've got 1 knight and mass spearmen. Okay, here we go. Let's get a little view of that. That might be a good thumbnail right there. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at all those spearmen. That is a lot of spearmen. Fitzyhere, massive spearmen up against Grubby. Okay. Anyways, meanwhile, Grubby, I guess, going to be making Grenadiers. Where did they go? Are they up here? No. I thought I saw him training some Grenadiers. Oh, here they come. Now, these units are said to be very, very powerful. I have not used them myself, but he could perhaps shred these spearmen with them, but I don't know. This is a lot of units that Fitzyhere is bringing here. We'll have to see how effective these truly are, and this might be a true test of this. Boy, this should be fun. This should be fun. Here come the Grenadiers, and they are going to be lobbing grenades at these spearmen in just a second. He's going to jump on top of that wall. Actually, they just go over the wall. Look at that. They don't even care. He's repairing that wall as he jumps on top, actually coming out to meet the spearmen. But Grubby quick walling, stopping Fitzyhere from coming in just yet. And the Grenadiers, boom! Devastating damage to the spearmen. Gotta watch out. I hear some relics being picked up. Is Grubby gonna come try to do a conversion, or is he just moving? Oh, it sounds like maybe he just moved it. Okay, so spearmen looking menacing, and the Grenadiers keeping them at bay for now. I wonder, man, they've got a lot of damage. Grubby does not look scared. These guys, they are running out here. They got no shields. They've just got a grenade in hand. Boom! Look at how effective they are against spearmen. And, we weren't sure how spearmen would do up against mass Grenadier, but I think we're seeing the answer here. Grenadier absolutely annihilates spearmen. Look at that damage. Holy cow. So there you have explosions everywhere. And the Grenadiers now are moving up, but now we have a switch to man-at-arms. But if he can't get a mass, I feel like he needs a mangonel to hit this right now. He's feeding in units at the moment. And now we have Fitzyhere attempting to drop a keep. Let's see how this goes. Wow, I honestly have not seen these Grenadier in action too much. So this is quite interesting. Let's look at the current income per minute. You can see what's going on there. So Grubby really bringing in the gold. Look how much gold Grubby has. Let's look at the stockpiles for Fitzyhere, because he spent most of his res on food and wood. So he does have tons of food and wood, but he actually doesn't have a whole lot of gold. So he's going to have to stick to the spearman, horseman comp. Maybe he just spent it on some mangonels. Not seeing any mangonels yet. Okay, so I'll be honest. I haven't played against grenadiers a ton. I don't know what the best counter to these units are. They're quite an interesting, very unique unit. So they're considered light-ranged gunpowder infantry. They have advanced range infantry they throw explosive cannons, deal damage in a small area. So they've got area effect, and they've got short range and slow movement speeds. But on top of walls, they've got extended range. Okay, and now Grubby has his bombards up here. Okay, here comes some horsemen. Now, horsemen, they may be a little bit more effective against these units than the spearmen. But we also have a keep in here. And this is quite the battle. We got keep, bunch of barracks. We got a horseman. We got grenadiers. They get additional range as they're on top of the wall. You can see here. Increases range by +2 tiles. And look at that. Look at that. These are able to take down that keep. Wow. Well, with the help of the bombard, of course. Okay, so Fitzy, oh, man, look at the range of these. Look how far they're throwing those grenades. What on earth? Look at this. They are like firing all the way out. What on? Is this real? I don't know if I ever realized how much range these things had. Holy cow. That is wild. Look how far they can hit. Holy cow. So Grubby loves his grenadiers. Look at these guys. Absolute chads on this wall, lobbing those grenades. Okay, let's see what Fitzyhere's going to do to answer it. He is moving up and taking out to that siege, but he's just getting shelled by grenade after grenade. He needs to have some bombards or something to get through this. Okay, and Grubby has 2 bombards behind the wall. Look at all the resources. Grubby could almost consider even dropping a wonder if he wanted to. Uh-oh. Now, we haven't looked down here. Is there action? It looks like just to keep shooting at a wall segment. I don't think the players are really focused on this. And look at this. We do have the Great Wall Gatehouse there for Grubby. Let's head on down. You know what I am noticing? There is something wrong with one of these hotkeys now. I'm using my back arrow, and sometimes it gets stuck. Huh. We'll have to see. Got to confirm that that's a bug and not a bourbon in my keyboard, you know. Likely could be a both. Okay, so we've got the elite horseman up there. No, this is definitely a bug. I've never had this before. My down arrow doesn't work if I go... How have I done this? I've done it now multiple times. I can't figure it out, but I'm not going to make you guys get sick moving my camera around. Okay, so we've got horsemen moving in to engage that masked grenadier. Let's see how this goes. Spearmen, I believe they're in spread formation, it does look like. And now look at this. Bombards before, they might have just rolled away, and now we're seeing it. Look at this. The bonus damage that they do versus these bombards, quickly able to actually kill them, which we haven't seen much before. That one just barely escaped. But they weren't... Did you see the movement speed of those guys? They were rolling slow. Those were slow rollers there. I'm surprised Grubby hasn't reclaimed the Sacred Site and started the Sacred Site timer. Honestly, at this point, I just feel like Fitzyhere doesn't have what it takes to deal with this amount of grenadiers and siege units. And Grubby can just creep ahead on these walls with the range that these grenadiers are able to put out. Now, he is going for trebuchets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do know... Trebuchets have had an update that before, if they're they have a chance of missing. They have a inaccurate fire rate. But before, like if the projectile would visually hit something else, if it missed the target, it did no damage. Now, even if these projectiles miss, they are damaging whatever they're landing on. So that's a big difference for these trebuchets, and kind of fun to see them used. We haven't seen trebuchets in a while. Look at that. Fitzyhere deploys the new trebuchet. Are they busted? Every thumbnail between now and the next month. Looks like these horsemen got slaughtered by those grenadiers. Like between the grenadier and the castle. I mean, I don't know. He's just been throwing wave after wave away. Let's look at this. Look at the military count. Fitzyhere has lost 431 units, and Grubby's only lost 108. I mean, military-wise, Grubby is just absolutely annihilating him at the moment. He grabs that sacred site, so that sacred site timer counts down. He's using these trebuchets, but I don't know if these are going to do enough damage. Like, he just keeps repairing them. Wait. Why is it? Oh, it's because he's doing this. I would like to see a trebuchet kill a villager. Is that possible now? I think it is. Oh, but there we go. Fitzyhere taps out. And our very first Casa game on the brand new February patch, victory is going to go to Grubby. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. As always, if you enjoyed the video, take a second and subscribe. Hit that alert notification. I am posting a video every day in 2022, so there's plenty more AOE4 content coming to you, and I'm working towards a 10K subscriber goal, so help me out with that. Leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.